To continue on my magnum opus, I want to start a topic today on realities and obsession on creating a monster, right? Now, I mentioned this before in the last video about Frankenstein and how in Frankenstein you had the doctor or whatever and scientist or whatever. He's creating like a species for itself. And he says, it's alive. He's creating a monster. And what happens is there's going to be things in life that are going to test you and see what path you're going to take, whether you're going to be the hero or you're going to be the monster. And everybody has this. I don't care if you feel like other people are glitches in the matrix, they have it too. And what this is called is a hero's journey. And I'm gonna actually make a joint on the hero's journey because this is very important for people, because every story has this. Every story has this hero's journey. But I'm gonna stick on making of a monster because this is a very important for what our society, what we deal with today. So you have people that are going to come into your life and they're going to test you. They're going to create like triggers and things like that in your life, traumas and stuff like that, right? And it's important for people to recognize this as they're younger so that they won't take everything so personal, right? When I was going through like my lessons and stuff like that, which I still am, this was very hard for me to deal with, because one of the things that I was always taught was to fight back. You fight back. You don't let people try to walk all over you. And then you come to realize at one point you can't always fight back, and then it becomes almost overwhelming to the point where you're going to be fighting for the rest of your life. So you can't ignore everything and you can't fight everything. So what do? So this is important for people to understand that this is part of the triggers, and this is what people experience. We have a society where people be like, oh no, you ain't supposed to bully, no, but then they do it. And they do it online and stuff like that, and they do it in places where they will never see you. And what I've realized and what I've come to realize in my life is that most people will not say nothing to your face. They not only won't say nothing to your face, but they do everything behind your back. And this is just a normal thing. This is very normal. You very rarely going to find people that are courageous in life. And I mean this in I don't care if you're middle class, upper class, lower class, I don't care what environment you're in, you don't find that many people that are courageous. It's just not there. And they'll have many excuses of why they're suckers, but they're not courageous. They're just not going to do certain things. And they're going to be like, well, I'm not going to say it to his face because of this or because of that. No, you're not going to say it to his face because you know better. But they're going to do it behind your back, which is just the same thing. It's the same type of cowardice. And what they don't realize is what they're creating is the same energy back to them, many different ways manifesting, and it's going to be worse, because what happens is it's like a scale, right? If you do something to somebody that genuinely doesn't want to hurt you or doesn't harm you or is very peaceful to you and that means nothing but well to you and all that, if you disturb that relationship, the karmic string you're going to have on that is going to be severe. And I know this as a guarantee. I promise you, y'all, dude, this is a very serious thing. I don't care if you believe in religions, God. You don't have to believe in God. Believe me, you don't have to believe in God. He's going to make you believe in him. You know what I'm saying? So the karmic string that you create when you do this to somebody that has no ill will towards you is totally going to destroy your life. I mean, this could be something where it could lead to death. And I've seen that for myself. I've seen people get themselves killed for doing certain stuff that they should have never been doing. You have, and that's for the people that didn't have any ill will towards you. Now, for people that were already playing this type of sneaky tick for tack game, it's just going to be 1 for 1. So you're going to get the karmic back. It's going to happen. I don't care where you run. I don't care where you hide. I don't care if you hide under a rock. I don't care if you deal with nobody. You're going to get the karmic energy back. You're going to get the karmic cycle back. It's going to happen back to you. So it's best to just prepare for it and just accept it. You just don't take it personal, because it's going to happen. And you should have thought about that when you were doing what you were doing. So that's just something that's going to happen. And that's part of the making of the monster, because what you're going to find is that people take it personal, and what happens is they're building up. They're building up. They actually your soul like absorbs trauma, and it's going to find its way out some way. And you know, we live in a world of illusion. I made this video, like, the world is literally illusion. It's really a fake world out here, and science can prove that. Quantum physics proves that the world is an illusion. So if the world is unreality, is not really reality, then what do you think is happening? Everything is fake, right? So people be like, well, I'm real, I'm this. First of all, I don't really listen to people that say that. I want to see it. But also, you're real what? You're the realest person in a fake reality. It's interesting. Now, what I've come to find is not only is this world very fake, but most of the people that you're going to meet, they're going to be like manipulators and deceivers. And I'll give you an example. You'll have women that will put makeup on, and they're not going to go natural. And everybody likes being dolled up. Like, I mean, men do the same thing. They get a fresh haircut, they get fresh clothes, a fresh fit, and then they go out. You know what I'm saying? This is like a normal thing for society. You know what I'm saying? They feel better about themselves when they do that. That's like a normal thing. You know what I mean? What is abnormal is that people put on like fake everything. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is, when you put on fake everything, this is the master deceivers. This is when you know that there's going to be other fake things. I mean, if you see a person putting on fake hair or fake nails or fake, then what is real on you? So that makes you wonder what is going to be real with the person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that this is obviously a direct reflection on women, because women, especially minority women, because they wear these type of fake hair, nails, and stuff like that. But the thing is that it's not targeted, because men do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's not targeted towards any gender, any race, and stuff like that. This is really directed to targeted to humanity and the matrix itself. That it is really just a fake type of thing, and it's very hard to find people that are going to give you something that's real, because remember, we're in a fake reality. So when you find somebody that actually speaks the truth, that is very honest with you, you better keep that person, yo. That's the person you want around you, because that person's not going to be a yes person, especially if that's a person that's not a yes person, and he doesn't have ill will in his heart. You know what I'm saying? This is a person that's going to be like a unicorn, and you better try to keep that person and check your emotions and make sure that you don't start doing things to push that person away. All right. So, and Adam and Eve's story tells you about master manipulators. Now, I know I said nothing about the genders, and Adam and Eve obviously is about genders, but if you look at Adam and Eve, what happens? You see the manipulation right then and there. I mean, you see it. Is in most stories have deception. Every story that you ever want to read has a form of deception in it, because of the way the reality is, because of the matrix. The world is an illusion, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see this deception in it. You gotta be able to see it. As soon as you see it, you did it right there. Boom, done. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do now, like in relationships and things like that. As soon as I say I'm cool, I'm done. I don't care if it's friendship or not, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Or business. It could be business. I mean, I don't even do business with people that I don't think, like, I don't care who you is. If I don't like respect you, I'm not doing no business with you. And that's a good trait, because it's not that I'm not even going to do business with you. I could just do business with you. I could try to take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to do that, because I don't even want the karmic string to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of people you really want to deal with, because you're going to find people that are going to try to sabotage you in any type of way. And they don't even, they're so, I mean, people are so burnt out, right? They don't even, they're like, oh, I'm going to get this person. Like, you don't even realize what you're doing because this person has done nothing to you. And he's done nothing. You, more than likely, if you're doing this to somebody, you're doing it because of your own hurt from what you've experienced with somebody similar to this person, or you're doing it off of what somebody has told you about this person. That is, you are going to destroy yourself. It's a guarantee. It's going to happen, yo. And I've seen it too many times to not know that this is a guarantee. You're going to destroy yourself. When people are in this reality, part of their manipulation tactic is they're going to strike you and then act like they ain't do nothing, right? And I'm not saying it in the sense of like I'm trying to get away with a crime. Like, I'm gonna strike you and then be like, I ain't do nothing. Obviously, you're gonna try to get away with the crime if it's that way. No. This is even worse than that. This is just one of those things where they'll try to gaslight you. Like, oh, I didn't lie. Oh, I didn't cheat. I didn't do this. Like, and oh, you're crazy, or you're this, and you know, they'll try to gaslight you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I didn't even know what gaslighting was. I didn't even know what it was, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned so much from my experiences dealing with people, women, things like that, is that like they got words now for it. Like, they got like acronyms and everything, like for certain things that happen in society. And the sad part is we got all this new stuff coming out and people are studying this stuff and nobody's willing to change it. This is a direct reflection of the reality. You are not willing to change it. This kind of shows you where the world is going, right? If a person, like, I mean, my thing is like, I'm one of the people, when I do something and I don't like what happened, if I don't like the outcome of it, I'm just not going to do it no more, right? I know that other people are harder learners. I am very stubborn in some ways, but there's some things that I'm just not going to do. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is some people have a price. These people will sell out at any price. And to me, like, that's when you know you're dealing with the scum of the scum, because they'll sell out at any price. You know what I'm saying? And I try to stay away from those people as fast as possible, because I know what they're doing. I know what they're about to try to accomplish, and they're going to destroy themselves, and they're never going to be able to get to whatever they're trying to get to. They're not going to be able to get to it because they're going to destroy themselves by always doing this type of tactics. And that's part of this reality of the fakeness, that they're just going to do that. You cannot take that personal. Yo, people are just going to try to strike you, do all this weird stuff, and then act like they didn't do it, or act like you deserved it. Zora Neale Hurston, one of my favorite authors, you know what I'm saying, because she was just a fighter, you know what I'm saying, she was a right fighter. She said that people, you know, they will try to destroy you, or they'll inflict pain on you, and then they'll try to act like you wanted it, or you liked it. I mean, so this is just, you know, this is one of the reasons why I speak my truth, why I come and I do what I do, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, sometimes the truth needs to be told, and I come with receipts and everything. So, and then here, you know, God is the avenger, right? So in the Bible, it says, beloved, do not avenge yourselves, but rather give way to wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, says the Lord, I will repay. So if your enemy is hungry, you give him food. If your enemy is thirsty, you give him drink. Well, in doing so, you will heap coals of fire upon his head. Do not repay evil with evil, but you repay evil with good. When you hear that, like when you read that in your Bible, and you read other passages or other surahs out of the Quran that talk about how Allah gives the punishment, He gives the wrath. There's a avenging angel. The avenging angel is Michael. He is the equalizer, Mikael. He is the avenging angel. Allah will send him. He will send him. He will send him to get them people, yo. And I've seen it too many times. I'm like, look at this. And the thing is that they'll not only will Allah send them to you, but He's also going to test you too. So what Allah will do is He's willing to see if you're going to seek the vengeance for yourself. So He's going to put that person right in front of you, and this is interesting. You want to make sure that, you know, and you want to make sure you let Allah handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean that. Like, you mean from experience. You have to know that He's going to handle it. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is, yes, you might handle the situation, and you might feel that you feel good about it, you know what I'm saying? But there's going to be consequences to that. And what happens is the consequences they sometimes don't equal up to the punishment. It could actually be worse sometimes. So you have to be mindful that He's going to pay. It's a guarantee. He's going to pay. You know what I'm saying? And he promises that to you. He promises this to you. That's why I said karma is something you can't hide from. And you have to be patient. You have to be patient. The stars are going to align. The stars are going to align. And when the stars align, you're either going to be on your way up and they're going to be on their way down, or you're actually going to be on your way down and they're going to be on their way up, depending on the karmic cycle. But the stars will align. And this is a guarantee. What you reap, so you will sow. You know what I'm saying? You should be putting your rewards up in heaven so that you can get that. These are things that are guaranteed. What you reap, so you will sow. The stars will align. When I tell you that I am blessed, I'm only blessed because of just the things that I have done in my life. And I've done it from pure genuineness. This is something that you can't fake this type of stuff. You can't fake genuineness. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be exposed. And genuineness is something that you will be exposed. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you did this because of this. You was trying to get out on me or whatever. So when genuineness is not exposed, or when you're continuously being blessed and coming out of bad situations with more than what you came in with, and it's constant. We're not talking about a situation where a person's like, I'm in a better position now. Wait to see what is going to happen to that person. Wait till you see. They're going to lose way more on their way back down. And while you're on your way up, you're going to see them. And that's the one reason why I said about making sure you don't take revenge. Because when you show grace, Allah hates the most quarrelsome of opponents. One of the things he hates the most is when a person kicks somebody when they down. So when you see a person on his way down, what I learned from myself is that you don't even kick them. You know where you on your way to. You know what I'm saying? You on your way to getting rid of these type of people. You don't even want to be around that type of nonsense anyway. That energy is the energy is not worth it. And that's the energy is not worth it. You get what I'm saying? Like some people are just not worth your time, yo. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. They're not worth your strategy, your scheming. Some people are not worth this type of stuff. They're not even worth your revenge. They weren't even worth your time for them to inflict any type of damage to you in the first place. Some people are really not worth nothing, yo. And I know that sounds like a cold, but some people are not worth nothing. They haven't even got soul points yet. They not even worth your time. They don't even know that they don't have soul points yet. They're just literally put on this earth to try to damage everybody. They ain't even got no soul points yet. And this is not a person that, I've had many situations in my life where I've made bad choices, right? And it's affected other people. This is not one of them. That's just pure innocently bad choices. I didn't know no better at the time. No, this is a person that continuously inflicts damage on everybody else and then tries to get more people on and inflict more damage. One of the ways you can be able to spot that is if a person invites you. Any person inviting you to do something that you know ain't right, he ain't right. It's just simple as that. He's not right. And I had to learn that myself, because the first thing I'm thinking is, well, this is my friend and I'm gonna make sure that he's okay. No. Do not do that. That's how you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn that those people will invite you to damage yourself, yo. You will destroy yourself. And this is a guarantee. You know what I'm saying? And I thank Allah every day how grateful, I am on how many situations He has spared me from because of how destructive people are, yo. People are just, they don't have no soul points. And they're not accountable. So you don't have a world that's accountable. People inflict damage all day and then they're not accountable. They're not responsible. They're not accountable. They act like they never did nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I have seen women lie about rape. I've seen it. You've seen it. Everybody's seen it. The woman that that got Emmett Till killed, right, said 70 years or 40 years later, something like that, that he didn't even whistle at her. I hope that wakes you up, yo. I hope that's a very, very mind-awakening experience, because I've also been falsely accused before of things. And I mean, that is, to me, I mean, he got killed for it, so he can't even, like, come back from that. You know what I'm saying? But that should show you what type of, how disturbed people are, that they'll lie about something like that. I know a woman that lied about rape. This is disturbing type of behavior, and they will do it. You know what I'm saying? So when when I see that type of behavior, yo, I move on from it. I talk about it so that people can see it, yo. You should see it. You know what I mean? Because the last thing you want to do is be dealing with a woman like that, yo. I had to learn the hard way, you know what I'm saying? Thank God I never was charged with rape or something like that, or been lied on with that. Maybe, I don't know, but thank God. But that's the type of behavior these type of people are, you know what I'm saying? Where they'll lie about anything to try to harm your character because they burnt out. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of that type of disturbed, disgusting behavior. People are disgusting, yo, and that's about as disgusting as you can get. You know what I mean? And that guy Emmett Till killed, and it's got a countless amount of people killed, loss of property, all this type of stuff. So, and then Allah will get them. You don't even have to worry about that. Watch what happens to them. You know what I'm saying? The world is almost changing to fit this disturbing behavior, right? When I was before I said I was falsely accused, right? Before I was falsely accused, right? The world was not like this, right? The world, I never even knew about what gaslighting was or stuff like. I never even thought about gender roles or gender war or something like that. I never looked at that type of stuff. I never looked at that. It never even entered into my psyche, yo. And one of the reasons why I never entered into my psyche is because I would never do something like that to somebody. And that's just really, to me, that's just disgusting. And it's still disgusting. It's something you probably never get over, but you can identify it now. And what happens is when you start to identify stuff like that, you start to see that the world is starting to become a less eventful place. It's becoming a less adventurous place. And we see that. And if a person, I don't care how optimistic you think you are, right? You can look right now and see that the world doesn't seem like a safe place, right? And to me, that's very disturbing. That's disturbing because you would think that something will be getting better. You would think that if you were learning and progressing on this earth in succession, right? You have an experience, you learn from it, you never have to repeat the experience again, right? Other people would be doing the same thing, right? Wrong. Like I said, you could be on your way up and they could be on their way down. You're going to see a lot of people on their way down. There's a lot of people on their way down. There's a lot of people in the hellfire, in the Finnar. A lot of people in that. And to me, it's disturbing. It's disturbing to see that. Because I was one of those people that I thought that you would learn from your situations, right? I want to make sure that, I'll give you an example. I stopped. Like I didn't want to cheat, right? So, I had an experience like I experienced when I was younger. I thought that cheating was just a normal thing. Like I was like, oh, I'm not in relationships no more. So you learn from those type of things, right? So when I became older and I saw the type of damage that this type of behavior caused, I just didn't want no part of it. It didn't mean that if this person cheats, I'll cheat too or something like that. I just didn't want no parts of that type of behavior. I didn't want to feel like I had to go back and forth for tit. I'm not a tit for tat person. You mean I'm a person that I'm either going to do something and be all the way done with it, or I'm going to move on. I'm not even going to pay no mind to it and keep it pushing. Like I'm not even that tit for tat stuff is for kids. It's for little kids. Oh, you hit me. It's for little kid type of stuff. Like I'm a grown man. I don't play them type of games. So that we live in the reality where these people are not learning. They're getting worse, and it's the majority. It's the majority, and you see it. You see it right now in the dating, marriages, relationships. You see it. All you have to do is take the empirical data on it. Very easy. Do the research. Boom. It's right there, right in front of your face. You have no marriages. You have no relationships. You have people not even having sex. You have nothing. You have a reality. You have a country, first of all, the United States, but you have a country of a reality that's going straight into the toilet. Why? Because of this. Because of this. Nobody taking responsibility, nobody learning from it, and everybody is damaging each other on who wants to be the biggest loser. Why? Why? It takes more energy to do that. Why do you want to be a loser? So so the world is changing to fit this affliction. And if the world is changing to fit the affliction, right, then that means that the world can change for the better. And I'm one of those dreamers, man. I really do believe that you can change the world. I do believe that. I don't care what nobody say. And one of the reasons, the proof that I have is that other people change the world. Jump in, you got people who change the world in physics, like Albert Einstein, or he's just a popular name, but there's so many of them. Karl Marx, in philosophy. You have Curie in physics too. You have Mahatma Gandhi in socialism and politicalism, or whatever you want to call that. And you just have people that can change the world for the better, just like you have cheap people who change the world for the worse. I just was looking at the critique on Mein Kampf, My Struggle by Hitler, and how they have a new German version where they actually are critiquing each of parts of Mein Kampf. And I mean, if you haven't read Mein Kampf, you probably should, because it's important to understand the psyche of these type of people. You know what I'm saying? Of the evil ones. I mean, if you're a chosen one, know who you up against. Know the type of enemy that you up against. And no, you cannot kill your way out of it. You can't. It's impossible. You can't lock your way out of it, like with Jill or whatever, the type of people that do that. You can't rob your way out of it. You can't rape your way out of it. You can't cheat your way out of it. You can't get in relationships and sabotage your way out of it. You can't do it. You can't. There's only one way you can get your way out of it. And there's only one way you can change the world. And what I'll do is, I'm not even going to tell you what that way is. I mean, because that's the whole part of the magnum opus. That's the Philosopher's Stone right there. And I'm going.